This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2739. How I Wasted Over $13,000 Refinancing My Mortgage by Andy Hill of MarriageKidsAndMoney.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Welcome back to Optimal Finance Daily, where every day I read and offer commentary on some of the best personal finance blogs on the web in about 10 minutes or less. So with that, let's get right to our next article as we optimize your life. How I Wasted Over $13,000 Refinancing My Mortgage by Andy Hill of MarriageKidsAndMoney.com. In 2004, my first mortgage was a 30-year 5-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage at 5.25%. If that information confuses you, don't worry. I was completely confused too when I signed up for it at 22 years old. I didn't care though. After saving up 20 grand, I was thrilled to put that money into my first house down payment. I was proud to be a homeowner. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Buy a home so we're not wasting our money on rent. Well, homeownership can be a smart move for some, but not the way I did it. I made two mistakes right away with my first home: signing up for a mortgage that I didn't understand and committing to homeownership costs that I could not afford. Almost immediately, I realized that my income could not support the costs of my home. The mortgage costs were 60% of my income. Not much money was left over for the important things like, food. Mistake number 1, not understanding the adjustable rate mortgage, or ARM. I eventually increased my income by getting roommates at my house and salary increases at my job. These moves helped me to breathe more easily each month. That still didn't solve my issue with not understanding my mortgage. For me, the adjustable rate mortgage had a doomsday ring to it. According to LendingTree, said in a scary voice, a 5-year adjustable rate mortgage is a loan with a fixed rate for the first 5 years. After that, it has an adjustable rate that changes once each year for the remaining life of the loan. The risk is that the interest rate most likely will go up, which in turn will make your monthly payments rise. After my loan hit the 5-year mark at the end of 2009, I was so nervous that the adjustable rate was going to skyrocket on me. To my surprise, my rate actually went down by 1% in the first year. By late 2010, my mortgage rate was down from 5.25% to 2.71%. Even though it kept decreasing, I didn't believe it would last. I thought it was too good to be true. That was my major mistake. Little did I know that the LIBOR rate, the adjustable part, was at near historic lows when I decided enough was enough. Not only was the rate at a historic low, it stayed below 2% until 2017. So really, if you got a 5-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage in 2004 and kept at it, your mortgage payment would have been super low for over a decade. Not me. I decided to refinance. Unfortunately, I did not have this information back in 2011. I didn't feel comfortable having an adjustable rate mortgage. It made me feel uneasy that each year I'd have a new rate and I had no idea how it was adjusting. Little did I know that mistake was going to cost me big time. Mistake number 2, refinancing my mortgage for the wrong reason. After my confusion and nervousness took over about the adjustable rate, I decided that having a fixed rate mortgage would help put my mind at ease. I refinanced into a 20-year fixed rate mortgage at 5%. Yes, you heard that right. I refinanced my mortgage from 2.71% to 5%. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. My loose calculations show that I lost around $11,000 in interest to the bank over the next couple of years with that not so smart money move. I also had to throw down another $2,500 for the refinancing and appraisal process. All in all, my lack of understanding of the mortgage product that I signed up for lost my family around $13,500. Mistake number 3, selling our house. In late 2013, my wife Nicole and I decided to sell our house and buy a new home. The refinancing and appraisal costs were already spent, but this move solidified those costs as a waste of money. Even if I didn't make the interest rate blunder, buying a home shortly after you refinance is not a smart financial move. You need to live in the house long enough to have your interest rate savings make up for the refinancing costs. In my case, I went the complete opposite way because I wasn't actually saving anything with my interest rate change. I lost money. Luckily, with our new house, we were able to lock in a 3% interest rate fixed for 15 years with LendingTree. That 3% interest rate would have been very similar to the interest rate I would have had if I hadn't done my original refinance. Damn you, hindsight. We ended up paying the new mortgage off completely in 4 years. Perhaps I was just so frustrated with having a mortgage that I never wanted one again. What I learned about myself and my money from this blunder. Number 1, don't buy something you don't understand. If you don't understand it, don't buy it, especially a mortgage product. This goes for life insurance, investments, and even the TV with the remote you don't know how to work. Number 2, seek help from a source that isn't going to profit from your mistakes. If you've already signed up for something that confuses you, do your own research and gain the knowledge to make an informed decision. When I was looking for the best advice to help me with my mortgage refinance decisions, I turned to the mortgage company. No, why would they not advise me to sign up for a higher interest rate and throw down $2,500 in refinance fees? That's their business model, and there's nothing wrong with that. Getting independent opinions from multiple sources would have been a smart move, especially when it comes to big financial decisions. Number 3, make sure you're going to stay at the house after you refinance. Around the time we did our refinance, Nicole and I were talking about getting a new house within the next 3 to 5 years. Even if I hadn't made the interest rate mistake, it still wouldn't have made sense for us to refinance. We would have had to save at least $2,500 in interest payments to make up for the refinance and appraisal costs. Number 4, listen to your wife. She's smart. Nicole never really felt comfortable with refinancing the mortgage. When she saw the $2,500 in refinancing costs, she got an uneasy feeling about it. Nevertheless, I persisted. My rationale was that the variable rate could increase rapidly and we'd be stuck. Obviously, that never happened. And number 5, 15-year fixed rate mortgage or no mortgage at all. The only mortgage I'll ever get going forward is a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. It's extremely straightforward and allows you to get the lowest rate possible. Also, the 15-year will ensure you're paying the most principal and helps you clobber your mortgage much faster. I ended up learning a lot from this huge financial mistake. Believe me, it hasn't been my only money blunder. I'm sure there will be more. This expensive trial and error has forced me to increase my financial savvy over the years. This is a major reason I started this blog and podcast. Our family has had some major financial victories, but we also have a lot to learn if we want to take our young family to the next level. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying the education. I just hope it doesn't cost so much for me to learn next time. You just listened to the post titled, How I Wasted Over $13,000 Refinancing My Mortgage by Andy Hill of marriagekidsandmoney.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. For a lot of people, it can be stressful and confusing to manage their finances. Even I used to feel this way when using different finance apps. But then I tried Monarch Money and everything got so much easier. Maybe you're saving for a down payment, a wedding, a dream vacation, your kids' college. I found that Monarch makes it so easy to help you reach your financial goals, whatever they are. I definitely wouldn't be able to allocate my finances or plan as clearly without help from Monarch. In fact, Monarch is the top-rated all-in-one personal finance app. It gives you a comprehensive view of all of your accounts, investments, transactions, and more. Create custom budgets, set goals, and collaborate with your partner. And now get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. After trying out Monarch for myself, I understand why it's the top-rated personal finance app. And right now, get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to monarchmoney.com/OFD. That's monarchmoney.com/OFD for your extended 30-day free trial. Andy's story reminds me that we all make financial mistakes, and it's actually not the end of the world. but we should learn from our mistakes so we can make more optimal choices in the future. While I didn't sign up for an adjustable rate mortgage when I bought my house in 2018, I did miss out on potential savings when the rates were really low in 2020. I was a bit impatient when it came to educating myself on refinancing. I really only got one quote and quickly determined that the cost of refinancing wasn't worth it. Looking back, I wish I would have put a bit more effort into evaluating more options, because once I left my corporate job in 2021, I became less appealing to lenders. When you're self-employed, lenders typically want to see 2 years of self-employment income before they'll consider you for a refinance. I had mistakenly thought that my other assets and investment portfolio would have helped, but lenders seem to care mostly about income. So that meant that I missed the window to potentially lower my interest rate with a refinance. I appreciate how open Andy was in this article in sharing his missteps. He's a great example of someone who has learned from their mistakes and has come out better for it. And that's another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for another post. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.